The headlines out there say that the classic car hobby is sitting on $570 billion right now. But the thing is, if your Mopar is between $20,000 and $100,000, that $570 billion has nothing to do with you. See, guys in the hobby don't understand that both these things can be true at the same time, and that's the disconnect right there. And that's what this video is all about. So I am not a financial advisor. I don't work for Hagerty. I don't work for Mecum. What I am is a guy that actually has been in the hobby for a long time, whose background is in finance, and I pay attention to what actually is happening at this point, not just with the headlines. And when I dug into the latest Hagerty market report for May, I realized that the coverage has been basically talking about a market that, well, most of us are not a part of. So let's get into it. So here's where it starts. Over the next 20 years, $84 trillion should pass between the baby boomers and their children and their grandchildren. And that's where embedded in that is the number of the classic car market, which is around $570 billion worth of collector cars. And that's a real number. And here's the thing. On the surface, that sounds great for guys like us. More money chasing collector cars means that values will go up. Except here's the thing. It's not that simple. Because that $570 billion is not spread out through every classic car and every garage in America. And right now, as of May 2026, there's something that that's happening in the market at the same time. Something that's directly affecting the value of your car today. Here's what the actual data shows. This is the Hagerty Market Rating, the most widely followed index in the collector car market. It just fell for the third consecutive month. It's now sitting at 58.67, and it has been below 60 for a full year. That is the longest sustained stretch at that level for approximately 15 years. And at the same time, the Hagerty Market Index, which is a different measurement, more resistant to inflation, is actually, well, going up. Third straight monthly increase. So here's the thing. You got one number that's going up, and you got one number that's going down. And that difference is this whole story. Because what that divergence is telling us is the raw activity of the collector car market is weakening. But the index for raw transaction volume is holding steady. So what's filling that gap? Our old friend inflation. Inflation is propping up the dollar value of these classic cars in the actual market. The demand, the buyer enthusiasm, the ease of selling, that's getting a lot softer. And here's where it gets real. The auction median sale price just slipped to $26,513. That's at the lowest level in 6 years. After adjusting for inflation, that is an all-time low. Let that sink in for a second. In real dollar, what your money actually buys, the average collector car at auction has never been worth less. Private market is the same story. Private sale activity fell to 61.73%. It's the weakest reading in more than 4 years. The average private sale price dropped for the fourth consecutive month, down to $25,421. 4 months in a row, that's not a blip. Here's the number I actually want you to remember. Right now, only 35% of collector cars are selling for more than their insured value. At the peak of the market, which was summer 2022, that number was above 50%. More than half of all collector cars were selling for more than their actual insured value. Today, now it's 1 in 3. That means nearly 2/3 out there are selling at or below what the owners actually thought the cars were worth. That's the gap. That's where buyers and sellers are struggling to actually agree on price right now. And it's the thing, and if you think about selling, that's the number that means a lot. Now, I want to get specific because if you're watching this channel, more than likely you have a Mopar. And I want to talk what this number means to you. Now, I broke it down into 3 categories. The category 1, the documented, number matching, high optioned, high option cars. Your Hemis, your 446 packs with provenance and paperwork. The Hagerty Blue Chip Index, which tracks the top 25 high-end mid-century collectibles, is holding. It's near its recent highs. High-end insured values are actually up and sitting in the strongest level since September of 2024. If you have a legitimately documented car, well, you're probably fine. Category 2, the solid driver car. This is the car in the $25,000 to $80,000 range. A good A body, a nice B body driver, a good solid E body without a documentation trail. Here's the thing. Hagerty specifically reports that vehicles less than $250,000 declined in May. Now, if you're in this bracket, the Condition 3 vehicle, the driver, which is a lot of us at this point, and especially the ones that are most cars that are being bought and sold, you saw the median average value decline. That's your average car. This is the segment that is feeling the most pressure right now. Now, Category 3 is projects and barn finds. This is a very interesting time to be a buyer in this segment because entry prices on a lot of cars have come down. But if you're buying to build, the math may work in your favor. If you're selling a project in 2026, you need to understand the buyer's expectations have shifted. Here's the question I want you to sit with. Which category is your car in? Because the answer should be driving every decision you make about buying, selling, or restoring right now. Hey, real quick, if this kind of breakdown is useful to you, hit subscribe. Click the thing below. This is exactly what I'm going to keep covering. Mopars, the hobby, what is actually happening, not just headlines. Okay, let's bring this all together. All right, what actually should you do at this point? Here's how I think about it in 4 moves. Move 1, know what your car is, not what you hope it's worth. What the market says right now. Pull the valuation tool. I use Collector Car Guide, not the Hagerty one. It's a little more realistic, especially for mid and low cars. Look at actual auction results for your specific model, for your year, your options. The number might surprise you, especially if you haven't looked in the last 6 months. Now, move 2. If you're thinking about selling your car in the next 2 to 3 years, I would not count on that wealth transfer to lift your boat uniformly. The data from May 2026 is showing that this is not going across the board. The top of the market is holding, but vehicles under $250,000 declining in insured value. Selling into a soft market for the past 4 months of price drops requires a realistic number, not a 2022 number. Move 3. If you're thinking about buying, this is the part that no one is going to say out loud. This is kind of an interesting time. Auction median is at a 6-year low. Private averages are only $25,471. The math on a driver quality Mopar is more favorable right now than it's been in several years. Buy to drive, buy to build, buy to enjoy. The entry price relatively is more reasonable than it has been. Move 4, document everything. I mean, everything you're doing in a restoration, photograph it. Keep your receipts. Don't look at them, don't add them up, but keep your receipts. Log your parts you used. The gap between a documented car and an undocumented car at auction is widening. The paperwork is part of the value now, and that gap is only going to grow as the top of the market pulls away from everything else. And that's just 4 moves. That's not the whole picture, but those 4 moves right there are what you should be thinking about if you're buying, selling, or restoring a Mopar in the summer of 2026. Look, the big money everyone's talking about is real. The wealth transfer is going to be real. but it's not going to float everyone's boat equally. The data from May 2026 is pretty clear. If you got a high-end documented car, the market is treating you pretty well. If you got a driver, a project, a solid B-body you bought to enjoy, the market is softer than it's been in a long time. And inflation is making it much worse in real terms. The guys who understand that distinction, who know which tier they're in, who are paying attention to what the market is actually doing versus what the headlines are actually saying, those guys are going to make much better decisions. That's the whole game right there. Try to keep yourself from being upside down. Drop your question in the comments below. I generally want to know where does your car fit? What tier do you think you're in? Tell me what you got. I read every single one, which I do. And if you got a buddy that has a classic car, a Mopar guy, a muscle car guy, share this video. This is exactly the kind of thing that's worth knowing before you make a move. And if you have something fun or cool to drive, take it out, you make someone's day, and I'll see you in the next one.